soft whirring. Then the familiar, slightly grainy image materializes on a television screen, its curved glass capturing the ambient glow of a living room circa 1985. The air, perhaps, carries the faint aroma of microwave popcorn and the unique, warm plastic scent of an electronic device just switched on. It was an era defined by bold colors, synthesized sounds, and an insatiable desire for instantaneous entertainment. Though instantaneous was a rather elastic concept back then, a time when the ritual of entertainment was as much about the journey as the destination. Our protagonist in this particular tableau is a rather unassuming rectangular object, the VHS cassette. More than mere magnetic tape in a plastic shell, it was a gateway, a portal to cinematic experiences once confined to the silver screen or fleeting broadcast schedules. This humble device, alongside its indispensable counterpart, the video cassette recorder, democratized film, bringing Hollywood directly into the homes of millions, fundamentally altering our collective relationship with moving pictures. Consider its design. Sturdy, somewhat weighty, its label adorned with often vibrant, sometimes garish artwork, promising adventure or romance. The anticipation of selecting a tape from a seemingly endless wall of options was an experience in itself. One would browse, perhaps feel the heft of a few contenders before committing to a specific title. The tactility of the experience, the act of physically carrying one's chosen entertainment, added a layer of tangible value often overlooked in our present digital age. The true marvel, of course, was the VCR. A complex symphony of spinning heads, precise tape transport, and sometimes infuriating tracking adjustments. It offered unprecedented control, the ability to pause, rewind, fast forward, and, most importantly, watch what you wanted, when you wanted. This freedom birthed an entire subculture of home viewing, complete with the social rights of Friday night rentals, shared movie nights, and the universally dreaded "Be kind, please rewind" mandate. The statistics of this era are rather illuminating. By 1987, VCR penetration in American households surpassed 50%, a rapid ascent from just 1% in 1980. The VHS format, an underdog in the early format wars, dominated Betamax with a market share exceeding 90% by the close of the decade. A typical VHS rental cost between $2.99 and $4.99, a sum deemed entirely reasonable for 24 to 48 hours of cinematic escapism, often shared among an entire family. Fast forward, if you will, through the blurry transitions of 2 millennia. The whirring has faded, the static hiss replaced by the silent hum of broadband. We have traded physical bulk for ethereal data, tangible plastic for invisible streams. Yet our inherent human desire for stories, for escapism, for shared entertainment remains as potent as ever, merely finding new, often more convenient avenues of expression. Enter the modern streaming service, Netflix, Disney+, Amazon Prime Video, a veritable pantheon of digital content providers, each vying for our precious attention and recurring subscription fees. These services offer libraries so vast they defy physical representation. An all-you-can-eat buffet of films, series, and documentaries, accessible at the touch of a button, from virtually any internet-connected device. The operational marvels are legion. Gone are the days of limited stock. Every title, theoretically, is always in. Recommendation algorithms, meticulously crafted by data scientists, attempt to divine our preferences, often suggesting content before we even knew we desired it. The buffer wheel has largely replaced the tracking knob, a fleeting inconvenience before immediate gratification. This paradigm offers unparalleled flexibility. Binge-watching entire seasons is now a cultural norm, not an anomaly. The skip intro button epitomizes our collective impatience, our desire to plunge headfirst into the narrative without preamble. Entertainment is no longer a scheduled event, but an on-demand commodity, woven seamlessly into the fabric of our daily lives, from commutes to quiet evenings at home. The metrics of this digital dominion are staggering. Netflix alone boasts over 270 million global subscribers, generating tens of billions in annual revenue. The global video streaming market is projected to exceed $300 billion in the coming years. An average household in developed nations now subscribes to 3 or more distinct streaming services, each costing between $8 and $20 per month, depending on the tier. Now for the exquisite revelation, a connection that bridges these seemingly disparate eras with an invisible thread. While the technology has undergone a profound metamorphosis, one crucial aspect of human behavior, the experience of seeking entertainment, has remained remarkably constant. Indeed, the very convenience of the modern age has inadvertently amplified a peculiar human foible, the paradox of choice. Consider the cost. In the 1980s, a $3.99 VHS rental provided, on average, 2 hours of unique content, a direct and conscious transaction for a specific experience. Today, a monthly $15 streaming subscription offers access to hundreds of thousands of hours. However, the hidden metric lies in actual consumption versus perceived availability. Studies indicate that the average subscriber often struggles to choose, with a significant portion of their monthly fee subsidizing an oceanic library they may never plumb. The effective cost per hour of unique new content actually watched can, surprisingly, rival or even exceed the 80s rental cost due to the sheer volume of unwatched content. Furthermore, the human element of frustration persists. In the 80s, the lament was, "The tape I want is out of stock." Today, despite an almost infinite digital repository, the exasperated sigh of "there's nothing to watch" is equally prevalent. Research into user behavior on streaming platforms reveals that subscribers spend an average of 10-20 minutes browsing before selecting a title, time that mirrors in its expenditure the physical journey to and from a video store, only now it's a cognitive rather than a literal journey. This browsing fatigue is a direct descendant of the analog age's empty shelf disappointment. Thus, whether navigating physical aisles or digital menus, our quest for cinematic delight reveals a steadfast truth. The ultimate takeaway, then, is not merely a tale of technological progression, but an enduring narrative of human psychology. Both the VHS rental store and the streaming service, in their own ways, attempted to satisfy our hunger for narrative and escape. Yet the boundless convenience of the modern era, while superficially liberating, has introduced its own subtle burdens, the cognitive load of endless choice, and the quiet, often unacknowledged financial cost of access to an abundance we can never fully utilize. The truly valuable commodity, it seems, remains not the content itself, but the focused, deliberate act of selection, and ultimately the unadulterated pleasure of the viewing experience.